I think we start directly with the S and the R. And the R is invited today to help the S to reach the heart level. Because S is Scorpio, S is a defeating quality. S can be, if you remember the D, maybe we just start like this. And in a way, the D is a Leo, also a Sun quality letter. And then you can just use the fingers to point somewhere. And to arrive there, you really touch it. Here, here. And look, that's how it is. And the S does not stop just telling. The S just Scorpio penetrates into the sphere of the other one, really to the kernel, where the other does not have any shelter, any protection left. Just try it 1 or 2 times to, the mercilessness of the S of Scorpio. By all positive qualities it has, but that's something a Scorpio gesture can carry an energy. So just slowly use, maybe even so S just slightly so, then you arrive in a sort of D, okay, and then D. And maybe you notice already that it's not hurting when you do D, because then the other one might just take your neck and make something beautiful movement with your body, which you don't like. But in a way, it's a returning to yourself. Just arrive here with at the surface, and then sticking into the other one, D becomes strong when on the other hand, it brings you to your center. D. Then you have met. Or just pointed out something very clearly which had to be said. So that's why when you look to the eurythmic figures, their arms are even painted black. Because they carry this energy of everything tending towards concentration. And if you use both hands, I often do it like this, that you start outside here, then you just paint an S, a mirror picture of an S with both arms, and then you arrive down here. And later on we will see that the S has the quality, the penetration quality can be, it's arriving at yourself, and it's also bringing warmth. But that's already an advanced step, or when it's milder. But when you do it just out here, and then you create one half of the bow, and then the other one in the drawing, Steiner shows the fingers crossing, one pair of fingers pointing to one side, the other one on top of it to the others. And can you see that you have the A gesture here? And you could even stick one pair of fingers through the other one. You have the A, the Scorpio, and it happens down here at the close to the pelvis, where the Scorpio area is at home. So let's just create this out of the width, out of the sphere of the light. It's coming together. But then it's entering at the sphere of darkness down here. It's becoming sharp, and it creates this crossing over. But what also comes out of it is that through this concentration, a sort of inner uprightness comes about. And that's where we're aiming at, that the S, if you do it less sharp now, and just create again these two S's, left and right, and you have the picture of the staff of Mercury, you have two snails around a staff, and you have these snails, and you create this, and it reinforces your inner uprightness the most. That's the outcome. The winding of the snails, the curves, create straightness. Just for fun, one more time that we do the S and straightness. And when Steiner explained it, and I copied it into our course, the S to Lori Myers-Meets, his very first description, he took a staff in his hand and he spoke about a Thyrsos staff, an old Greek staff, yeah, which represented in a way this sort of uprightness. Yeah? And then he took the staff and he brought it upward very quickly. And if you do this and you have in mind, you have something in your hand, and it's not, you are not stretching your arm, but you bring something up, you feel that it starts to swing. If air passes somewhere, it never flows like a stream, it always starts swinging. So if you, and it helps, when you take something in your hand and you bring it up, you really have the joy to start a little swinging there. Yeah? But it's already also like a flame, the stretching, going towards being straight and upright lives in it. Just try it once more, that this, yeah, I'm a flame. And flame means uprightness and movement. Okay, and now Steiner says that S is always moving with something. So just imagine you are maybe in a vase or somewhere else where you have round shapes. Then you just take your one hand and then you carefully follow. When we now do the S form, carefully in each detail the shape of the S of the vase. Yeah? And no millimeter you get, you lose contact with it. You always lovingly follow its shape. Yes, here. And you could even say, when you do this, that S can mean, how do you want to be touched? Yeah? That this dialogue, the E, yeah, I am there, I enter you so deeply that I understand. I'm not only touching you and meeting you, but I can enter so deeply into your essence that I can ask you, how do you want to be touched? Then that's what comes out of this. That what comes back. Yeah, this sharp Scorpio. But now I know how to, but I don't use it to hurt, but just to listen. How do you want to be touched? And I only do this, but my inner being listens to its center. Is it like this you want to be touched? So, to finish with the S, we just try it one more time. We imagine a form which we follow with our hands. And in our fingers lives the question, how do you want to be touched? Because I'm so with myself that I know what it means to be touched in the right way. And that's what we could look for when we play with the right deed, when we look for nature events where this S might live in, and so on. Okay, 5 more minutes if it's okay for you. If it's too much, sit down, relax. But the S is a pretty tough thing. And when you look quickly into the R is a wheel, it's circling. but it's combining opposite energies. So to begin with, you just imagine a circle inwardly, yeah? You see it and you come up here. But already here you see you enter different spheres. Something is coming towards you, something is rising. That's a letting go. And that's even a complete letting go, yeah? And so that here you have the force of condensing something. Here you have here's energies unfolding. The overflow of energy takes place, and then giving it free takes place. And that's a circle of opposite elements which give birth to each other. Yeah? But you need nourishment in order to be able to survive, in order to be able to give. And it's only a gift if you really let go and, yeah, but you also have to be nourished. And when you do this circling, you notice, okay, in the sound R, when you speak R, it's shutting the mouth with the tongue and opening it. Closed, open, closed, open, closed, open, in a very quick order. Yeah? It always close and open. Try it again. Close and open. And it lets you take you a long way from this. Close it, but I have to and open it. Yes. And then just go back. And when Steiner describes it to Laurie, in the very first beginning, he put a lot of emphasis on this, being carried away by the wind. So if you do not the contraction now, but you feel your shoulders and you lift them a little bit, if you could grasp into the wind and then just let it come, and it carries you along a little bit. And then just practice this a little bit, that you can carry a wind, a flow. And now it's wind. With the W, it was more watery, which carried us because it came from here, from down here, but now the air. Wow. Great. And now he stresses, when he explains it to Laurie, it's like when the step changes into running. So you can imagine you walk, make a few steps, but then the wind comes and the wind makes you running. So it's not you are accelerating, but this running, that step suddenly becomes a running because the wind comes. Let's try this 2 times. Maybe 1, 2 steps. You prepare this, and then you let yourself be carried, and it's not stepping, it's a playful thing. 1 last time. Just when you walk, you prepare, and yeah. But you watch the step when it comes like this. Okay, and when we do this R once again, just it comes here, it rises, and then this being carried along takes place, but stop, we must not fly away, it comes along. And when you think of a tire of a car, we normally think it's just turning. But just imagine that where it touches the floor, the speed of the rubber, of the wheel, of the tire is exactly 0. It just is glued to the floor, Otherwise you would slip away. Where the axis is, it's the 100 or the 80 miles, you are driving the 60 miles, let's say, per hour, because that's how your car moves. And on top of the wheel, it's even double. It's a 120 miles per hour. The rubber goes forward. So in a turning wheel, you have a 120 miles per hour and 0 miles per hour at the same time, because it's just on the floor. Okay, and just have this in mind, to have this 0 and 120 at the same time. 0 and 120 at the same time. At the same time. And then to the S. And just have the wonder of the air present. The wonder of the R. So S. And somehow the R shows us how to bring this contradiction of pointing at things and how do we want to be touched together. Okay, please sit down and relax. Breathe and let go. So, how is it doing? How do you feel now? You have been working hard with me a long time, and you have the right to be exhausted. And but is it a complete exhaustion you feel? Is this a mixture? How do refreshment and exhaustion mix, or what is predominant? Or is it, on the contrary, still a lot of refreshment around or in yourself? How do you experience it? And again, how do you feel ready to approach the experimental week with? Our deeds shouldn't be disturbing, but serving to the whole, to the happiness, and even have a little bit of impact on eternity. Does this thought create depression or joy in your body?